connecting neighborhoods across the Treasure and Magic Valleys, telling stories from within our communities. This is Good Morning Idaho.
Good morning, Idaho. I'm Allie Tripke, and thanks for joining us here at 6 a.m. We've got a lot to get to this morning from our large team of neighborhood reporters, like our Riley Shoemaker, who has been poring over hundreds of newly unsealed court documents in the case against Brian Koberger, revealing chilling new details about the college murderer. Plus, we have Sahana Patel, who is highlighting this weekend's Ironman triathlon, and one athlete who is beating the odds to participate after suffering from a stroke back in 2012. We'll get to all those stories and more, but first we're going to bring in Sophia Cruz, who's going to give us a look at our Friday forecast and weekend forecast as well. Sophia?
Hey, Allie, good morning, and good morning to you at home. It's Friday. Thank goodness, y'all. We've made it to the weekend, and notice that for our morning, it's nice and cool, but it is a tad bit warmer than yesterday. You've got those upper 60s as you make your way out through your 8 a.m. By lunchtime, lower 80s, still some nice patio weather and persistent sunshine as we head through the day. So that's not going to be really the issue here, but you'll notice through the weekend, we will sit in those lower 90s, and we'll be tracking of chances of isolated showers today and tomorrow, even though it's not on here, it's very minimal. By Sunday, pretty copy and paste. Now, for those of you who are not a big fan of the heat, I've been thinking about you, especially because fall, and then right after that, it'll be winter, and we know what's going to come back, snowboarding season. Either way, we're 59 days away from fall, so as we even start to think about August, just know cooler weather is now in our corner. So it's going to start to really pretty soon be fall. It's already going to be August next week, Allie. I'm like, where's the time going?
That is crazy. I'm also excited for skiing and snowboarding season. Thanks so much, Sophia. Now, before we get back to our Koberger details, we did have news overnight from the Idaho man accused of killing his wife and children. He was sentenced in Teton County, and this is what we know. 50-year-old Jeremy Best, the man who admitted to killing his wife, unborn child, and 10-month-old son in 2023, was sentenced to 3 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole at a hearing in Teton County Thursday. You may remember, Best was the suspect in a December 2023 Amber Alert involving his son Zeke. Investigators said Best took Zeke after he murdered his pregnant wife. One day after the Amber Alert was issued, hunters in Bonneville County found Best in a sleeping bag on the side of the road and alerted authorities. 18 witnesses testified before the sentences were handed down.
New today, Brian Koberger is now officially in the custody of the Idaho Department of Correction with this new mugshot. And late Wednesday, hundreds of pages of police reports and investigative documents were unsealed, giving the most detailed look yet into the case that gripped the nation. I'm neighborhood reporter Riley Shoemaker, and I have reviewed all 314 documents, and what they reveal is chilling. The newly unsealed files expose disturbing behavior and unsettling witness tips surrounding Brian Koberger before and after the murders. A stripper in Washington told the FBI she felt stalked by someone she thinks is Koberger, who asked personal questions, knew she had ties to the University of Idaho, and seemed fixated on the neighborhood where the killings occurred. A Tinder date told police he asked her, "What's the worst way to die? Like a K-bar?" The same type of knife police determined was used in the crime. And when he spent time in the Ladell County Jail, inmates described him as robotic, obsessively clean, and often awake at night. One said Koberger told him he was going to beat this case. And a former WSU student recognized herself in photos reportedly pulled from his phone, taken from her public Instagram. Koberger was her TA at the University of Washington. Police reports also include a tip from a real estate agent that Koberger and his father were seen near the crime scene 5 months before the murder, but the FBI couldn't verify it. And the crime scene details even more haunting. Kaylee Gonzalez suffered 34 stab wounds. Her face unrecognizable. Xana Kernodle had more than 50 stab wounds. Defensive injuries were found on Xana and Ethan Chapin, and the knife sheath was discovered in bed next to Maddie Mogan.
All the evidence shows and tells us that he used a knife, a K-bar knife, and that's a weapon we believe was used to commit all the murders.
Investigators uncovered Koberger's digital footprint, filing warrants for Tinder, TikTok, Meta, Amazon, Dropbox, and more. But officials say it was effectively wiped.
There was evidence that he had used software to wipe many of his devices relatively effectively, so there wasn't much evidence obtained after that.
Despite the scope of evidence, investigators say they never found a known connection between Koberger and the victims. He'll serve life in prison, never eligible for parole, and we'll know more about Koberger's prison accommodations in the coming weeks. But the Idaho Department of Correction tells me right now he's going through the standard reception and diagnostic unit process, a 7 to 14-day evaluation that determines his classification, housing placement, and privileges. You can find more information on the police reports and what happened in court on Wednesday in this story on IdahoNews6.com. I'm neighborhood reporter Riley Shoemaker, Idaho News 6.
Now, with Koberger sentenced and locked away, more people involved in the case are now able to speak out and share more on their perspective. ABC News correspondent Kana Whitworth has more from former Moscow Police Chief James Fry. She and him discussed what he recalls from the early days of the investigation.
The man who was the face of the University of Idaho murder case at first, Moscow Police Chief James Fry, sat down with ABC's Kana Whitworth to discuss the closure of the Koberger murder investigation.
You believe he is less than human?
I'm not saying he's less than human, but like I say, he's very cold. Very cold. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you do what he did.
Chief Fry defended his department when people called them podunk or the Keystone Cops. Fry said they did everything right, asking for help from the state and federal level.
For 7 weeks, we just focused, and that doesn't always happen. No pride, no fights, local, state, federal law enforcement coming together. That doesn't always happen, and it did on this one.
Chief Fry said he agreed with the plea deal and said he believes more information will come out through released documents. Whitworth asked if the knife sheath wasn't recovered at the murder scene, would authorities still have tracked Koberger down?
We talked about the car. Because we had collected so much video, and it's a different world out there now. People are tracked by cameras, they're tracked by their phones. So, as Detective Payne, I think, said today, it might have been a week, it might have been 2 weeks, might have been a month, might have been 6 months, but we weren't going to stop looking.
Chief Fry has since moved on to a new role with the West Richland Police Department in Washington.
This is a story we've been following for you from the very beginning, and we'll continue to track new developments to bring you the very latest. You can always find our complete coverage on IdahoNews6.com. And join us tonight at 10 for a special newscast. Executive reporter Karen Lair will be taking you on a deeper dive into key evidence in the case of Bryan Koberger. When we get back, a closed-doors meeting between the Department of Justice and Ghislaine Maxwell as demand continues to grow for information on the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking operation and specifically how much Trump knew about it.
The first heat-related death of the 2025 season has been confirmed in Texas. I'm Ashley Glass with the headlines we're covering here at Scripps News. Dallas County Health and Human Services Department says a man in his 60s with unknown pre-existing medical conditions died. Officials urge people to prioritize heat safety and protect themselves as high temperatures continue in North Texas. The United States is ending Gaza ceasefire talks in Qatar early. President Trump's envoy says Hamas shows, quote, a lack of desire to reach a truce. The U.S. now plans to explore other options to free hostages and stabilize Gaza. The State Department has not shared details on these alternative approaches. And fighting between Thailand and Cambodia has entered a second day, leaving at least 15 dead. More than 58,000 people have been displaced. Clashes erupted again today in multiple border areas. Thailand accuses Cambodian forces of using heavy artillery. Malaysia has offered to mediate, and the UN Secretary General is calling for restraint and dialogue.
And we're turning now to the latest on Epstein. This morning, President Trump firing back, calling Jeffrey Epstein controversy a scam and a deception. It comes as the Justice Department prepares to make a second visit to meet with Epstein associate and co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio is in Washington with more.
President Trump turning to social media, blaming Democrats for using the Jeffrey Epstein controversy to distract from his first 6 months in office. Trump comparing the investigation to what he called the Russia hoax, saying, quote, "They have gone absolutely crazy," adding, "As things are revealed, and I hope will take place quickly, you will see that it is yet another Democrat con job." But the pressure to release the files is a bipartisan effort, Democrats and Republicans demanding answers.
I want all the information out.
Just put everything out, make it as transparent as you can.
Release the damn files.
It comes as the Deputy Attorney General prepares to meet again today with Ghislaine Maxwell, following a 6-hour meeting Thursday. The closed-door meeting is part of the Justice Department's investigation into how Epstein evaded accountability for decades. Although sources say it was Maxwell who reached out to the DOJ to request the meeting.
Well, she answered all the questions and answered them honestly.
It comes amid new concerns for the victims of Jeffrey Epstein. Democratic lawmaker Ayanna Pressley, a sexual assault survivor herself, with this warning.
I fear that we've lost the plot, that people have gotten so caught up in what they perceive to be the political gamesmanship and sport of this, that they are losing sight of the survivors.
Annie Farmer sharing her story with ABC News, saying she was lured by Maxwell and Epstein to his New Mexico ranch when she was underage.
It's very disappointing that these things are happening behind closed doors without any input from the people that the government asked to come forward and speak against her in order to put her away. You know, there were so many young girls and women that were harmed by her.
Maxwell is serving a 20-year prison sentence for sex trafficking and other charges. She's currently appealing her conviction to the Supreme Court. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
Sophia Cruz with the Idaho News 6 forecast.
6:16 is your time, and as we get ready for our weekend together, TGIF, it's Friday. We've made it. Now, we've got mid-90s as we head into our afternoon today. Temperatures will remain pretty stagnant through Saturday and Sunday, though we'll be looking at a chance for isolated showers into both evenings. Right now, though, that's not the really story. It's nice and sunny as you start to make your way out there. Also nice and clear at that, but also take a look at this gorgeous sunrise. It's a good start towards Friday, and we've got 66 right now, so it also feels pretty good. By the afternoon, we'll all be hovering into those mid-90s, so 95 in Glens Ferry, 93, or this is tomorrow, excuse me. You've got mid-90s into tomorrow, so remaining pretty stagnant. If you like this afternoon, you'll like the weekend. We're not looking at too many changes, but if you are running that Ironman, again, good luck to you. It is going to be toastier as you head into the later afternoon, but throughout the start of your day, 7 a.m., mid-60s, 9 a.m., lower 70s, and then by 11 a.m., depending on how long it goes, you've got lower 80s. So it'll be pretty warm. Just make sure you're hydrating, stopping at all those water stations you can, and also getting in those electrolytes. Now, as far as thunderstorm chances go, this exceeds really all the way from our neighboring states, Salmon, all the way down to Rome. So again, it does look from this map like we have widespread impacts, but it's not. What this is all just saying is that we have the ingredients for thunderstorms to form this afternoon. Same story for these light areas in green. That's where we could possibly see those thunderstorms. If we do see severe weather, that's going to be for our folks in Salmon. So heads up on that end. You're going to want to make sure to stay in tune with the forecast as we head into our weekend. Now overall, this isn't again widespread impact, so I'm not looking at a super torrential heavy downpour, but in Rome into 6 o'clock today, that's where a lot of those isolated showers could bubble up. They could bring in a few lighter showers towards our upper Treasure Valley, and then the same story as we head into Saturday. We see two big fronts make their way through, carries a bit of moisture and brings in some of those clouds as we head into our Sunday afternoon and evening, but overall, it's going to be a good weekend. As we get ready for August and start to wrap up July, temperature outlook still hotter than normal. So when you take a look at our extended forecast, it does get pretty hot on here. You've got lower 90s Saturday and Sunday. Next week, we'll be hovering and flirting with those triple digits, if not upper 90s. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and even into Friday. So prepare for a hot week ahead.
It's showtime here at the Kane County Fair. I'm your Caldwell neighborhood reporter Leslie Solis, and many 4-H and FFA exhibitors showcase their animals in hopes to win Grand Champion after months of hard work. The Kane County Fair is in full swing with livestock exhibitors showing off their animals in hard work.
It was honestly quite nerve-wracking.
Exhibitors and their animals face tough judges after months of dedication and determination.
It's a lot of work, but it pays off.
I'm a true believer that animal agriculture is one of the greatest industries in the world.
Livestock judge Hadley Shoddy says picking just one winner is challenging because of the remarkable quality each exhibitor brings.
Organizations like 4-H and FFA and other junior livestock organizations, they're producing some of the highest quality people in the world as well, year in and year out.
While each animal show has different criteria, everyone shares the same goal, to be grand champion. For Emma Tucker, her win meant something special.
Oh my God, I wanted to cry.
Tucker won with her hog after participating in numerous shows and is grateful for placing high at the fair.
It's so much effort. I mean, I've been starting him since he was 43 pounds, and now he's 236 pounds. I mean, that's a lot of progress. I've gone through every little span with him.
Tucker hopes to become a veterinarian and continue competing in shows. For senior Audrey Millsap of the Middleton Wranglers, winning grand champion with her steer is a memory she'll always cherish.
I'm super excited because it's my senior year, so it'll be my last year. So I just get to leave, and I'm like, hey, I won that.
As she says goodbye to livestock shows, Millsap reflects on the valuable lessons she's learned as she prepares for her next chapter.
And I'm going to head off to college and study speech and language pathology.
Realizing that the food that they're producing is going to feed the world for years to come, I think that's an absolutely awesome thing that more people need to realize.
If you want to see more livestock exhibitors get awarded, shows will be going on all week until Sunday, as Grand Fair champion will be announced. I'm your Caldwell neighborhood reporter Leslie Solis for Idaho News 6.
The Ironman 70.3 triathlon is back in Boise, and I caught up with one athlete who is training to take on more than just the race. After 10 years, the Ironman 70.3 triathlon is back in Boise. I'm your Southeast Boise neighborhood reporter Sahana Patel here at Lucky Peak, where people from all around the country are training for this endurance race. But I caught up with one athlete who is taking on more than just a race. After surviving a stroke, he is defying all odds to participate this weekend.
I thought my life was over.
That's how Kevin Reinhardt describes his adjustment to reality after suffering a stroke in 2012.
I was in a wheelchair.
Reinhardt never had ambitions to train competitively, let alone take part in an Ironman triathlon.
It's like, those guys are crazy, and now I'm one of them.
His passion for racing sparked while living in Kona, Hawaii, where he volunteered for a world championship triathlon.
Whether it's part inspiration, God, craziness, I said, I could do something like this.
Reinhardt is training for the Boise course that entails a 1.2-mile swim at Lucky Peak, a 56-mile bike ride through rural Boise roads, and a 13.1-mile run along the Greenbelt. Reinhardt says he trains for the 70.3-mile endurance race 3 to 4 times a week. But when it comes to race day, it's not about finishing first.
I'm not competing, I'm participating. Yeah, I'm not fast, but I am persistent, and that's what triathletes look up to.
The triathlon will take place Saturday, starting here in Lucky Peak and the finish line in downtown Boise. I'm your Southeast Boise neighborhood reporter Sahana Patel for Idaho News 6.
Thanks for joining us on Good Morning Idaho. We have much more in store. Here is a look at what's still to come from your neighborhood reporters.
In Twin Falls, the city seeks input on how to use federal dollars.
From this Meridian Dance Studio to the world stage, hear from the local hip-hop team taking their talents to the next level.
Now we'll look outside from the Treasure Valley Chevy Dealers Tower Cam.
Connecting neighborhoods across the Treasure and Magic Valleys, telling stories from within our communities. This is Good Morning Idaho.
Welcome back to Good Morning Idaho. I'm Allie Tripke, and we have many stories in store for you from our large team of neighborhood reporters, like our Joey Martin, who rode along with Idaho State Police. He shows us dangerous driving conditions along I-84 in Twin Falls. Plus, our Greenlee Clark highlights a team of Idaho dancers out of Eagle who are getting ready to hit the global stage at the World Hip Hop Dance Championship. More on all that to come, but first we're going to bring in our Sophia Cruz, who's going to detail the hot day we're going to have for our Friday and for our weekend. Sophia?
Yeah, our weekend is going to be pretty toasty, Allie, but as you get ready for your Friday, that's not the case right now. It's nice and cool. The sun's coming up. It's going to be a really good start to your morning, but by the afternoon ahead, if you're not a fan of the heat, we will be sitting in the mid-90s. So just a heads up on that end. It is going to be toasty. Now, as we continue to move through the morning together, you'll notice temperatures don't warm up too rapidly. You've got upper 70s as you head into 10 a.m. By lunchtime, lower 80s, so still some good patio weather into then. Plenty of sunshine. That's not going to be our struggle, but we will stop again at those mid-90s. Now, for those of you who aren't a fan of the heat, I completely understand. If you're wondering how many more days till we start to see that nice, cooler weather, well, our countdown to fall, 59 days. So it's right around the corner, and pretty soon we'll be in August, and then it'll be September, and then it'll be winter, and it'll be time for snowboarding season. I'm really excited for that, Allie. I feel like we only have, what, maybe 159 days till that?
A dreaming child on a snoring granny on a cozy bed.
Paramount Elementary students Alta and Conrad,
Wemberly was worried in the morning, she was worried at night,
are heading into 4th grade.
Throughout the day.
They're part of the previous 3rd grade class that scored an A on the Idaho Reading Indicator, making Paramount the top traditional elementary school for readers in the state.
And it wasn't surprising because that is a passion here, is reading.
Teachers like Robin Aguirre, better known as Mrs. A.
What about you, Ethan? From last year, what was your favorite one?
Say that establishing a strong reader starts in the 1st grade.
Every day we would have like one little time to read, and it would just be really helpful to get my comprehension better when I read.
Kids have to love to read, and when they pick up a book, that is the best thing.
After 30 years in the West Ada School District, Mrs. A is no stranger to teaching 6- and 7-year-olds, reading fluency and comprehension, phonics, and of course, the love of reading.
I love 1st grade because of reading. So you have all kids coming in at different levels into 1st grade, and you know what the end of the year goal is, but each kid starts at a different spot. But we use the science of reading in West Ada.
I also sat down with West Ada Superintendent Dr. Derek Bubb and Paramount Principal Brooke Roy, who detailed what they do when a student falls behind.
What individual kids do we know from the year prior didn't end at grade level that we know we have to hone in on them to continue to help them get caught up? Targeted interventions, specialists that work with them, groupings that we do in the classroom.
With the rise of private schools, vouchers, and other non-traditional school paths, the largest public school district in the state is confident in their instruction.
In a world in which we're in school choice and there's options in education, West Ada is the first choice when it comes to educational options in the state of Idaho.
I will brag about the teachers that we have in this school all day long, that they are going to get kids where they need to be with their education.
As construction projects continue along Interstate 84 here in southern Idaho, commuters are feeling the struggle, but so are the Idaho State Police. I'm your Jerome neighborhood reporter Joey Martin, and I took a ride along with ISP as they showed me the challenges they're running into every day.
In fact, just last night we had a trooper stop a vehicle that was going 104 miles an hour.
Since construction began in 2023, the Idaho State Police have seen an increase of about 30% year over year in the number of moving infractions along the construction zones between Twin Falls and Jerome and between Burley and Heyburn. ISP Lieutenant Tyler Barrett says it's a big 3 situation.
Speeding, following me too close, and also talking on your cell phone. Those are the 3 big things that we're seeing consistently.
To give me an idea of how consistently ISP is encountering these infractions, Lieutenant Barrett showed me firsthand what they're dealing with, and in the span of about 60 seconds, pointed out over 5 moving infractions.
1, 2, about 2 seconds behind. We got this van following this truck, about 1.5 seconds. Look at this white Dodge, black Silverado following too close. White Dodge Durango following too close. Look at this red car right there. No seatbelt and following too close.
Lieutenant Barrett says you should give yourself at least 2 seconds to react, but in this construction zone, maybe 3 to be safe. Speeding is also a major issue for ISP, specifically at the start of construction in Jerome.
We're now in the 65 zone, coming into the 55 one-lane area. We'll have people try to fly up past the traffic going the speed limit in order to cut in front of them.
To help with the increase in violations, and thanks to some grant funding, the ISP regional office in Jerome was able to put more troopers on patrol.
On most days, we'll have at least 1 or 2 troopers that are dedicated just to this work zone and to the major work zone over in the Hayburn, Burley area.
While ISP continues their increased patrols along I-84, they say the public is their best tool to help reduce these infractions and prevent accidents. If you do encounter any reckless driving, contact them immediately at the Jerome ISP office or by dialing star ISP on your phone. Reporting in Jerome, I'm your neighborhood reporter Joey Martin, Idaho News 6.
Idaho's hip-hop scene is making history as a team of teen dancers prepares to compete in the World Championship. I'm your neighborhood reporter Greenlee Clark here in Meridian, where these talented dancers are getting ready to take the global stage. Meet Haley Ventura, a dancer from Eagle, Idaho, and a proud member of the AF Dance hip-hop trio.
I started off with multiple different styles, like jazz, contemporary, and hip-hop, but hip-hop definitely stuck with me.
As Haley prepares for what she considers the best experience of her life, she's taking it all in, hoping to one day share her love of hip-hop with others, just like she learned growing up.
I see dance as kind of like an outlet of where I can express myself and how I can kind of show who I am without using words.
This exciting opportunity to compete in the World Hip Hop Dance Championship brings together elite dancers from across the globe, offering a platform to showcase their passion and creativity on an international stage.
Our silver medalist from Boise.
From this proud moment in Los Angeles, they now prepare to represent Idaho and the United States in Arizona.
The season has really taught them how to work with each other and how to honestly manage their own motivation and manage their own mindset to achieve something greater.
Austin Fernando, the founder and head coach of AF Dance, shares the pride in their representation.
They're representing the state of Idaho on such a large stage, and just knowing that their hometown and their home area here in the Treasure Valley is rallying behind them, I think will mean a ton for them.
This trio is setting an example for young dancers across Idaho. You can follow their journey and share your support on Instagram at AFDanceFam.
We're putting as much as we can into it. We're putting all of our time, our effort. We're practicing both in studio and at home to make sure we're the best that we can be going to Arizona.
We're going in! What are we? Who are we?
The team will be leaving Boise for Phoenix, Arizona on the 26th, and the competition starts on the 27th. Reporting in Meridian, I'm your neighborhood reporter Greenlee Clark for Idaho News 6.
The new public restrooms are beginning to take shape in Twin Falls City Park, and while the project costs $1 million, it won't cost a dime to taxpayers. That's because the whole thing is covered by community development block grants. I'm your Twin Falls neighborhood reporter Lori in Nettleton, and the next 5 years where the grants are open for public comment, I'll take a look at what's in there and what that could mean for you.
We walked over by there to actually see them working. We haven't been inside it now, but don't allow you to trespass.
I found Jenny Norman and her friends enjoying the shade in Twin Falls City Park. I wanted to know what they thought about the new public restrooms going in.
We need a bathroom here that's a lot better than the one we had before.
Twin Falls first qualified for a 5-year federal community development block grant in 2020. A portion of those grant funds are going to the new restrooms in City Park. How much does a City Park public restroom cost?
We have a guaranteed max price of $910,000. And then with contingencies, $1 million.
How much of that is community development block grant?
100%.
No way.
Yep.
Senior planner Will Claver told me that with all the changes in Washington, the city didn't expect a second round of block grants.
There's been several times where we've had to verify that the funds have been available. Recently, they did get appropriated in the big beautiful bill that just got passed, and these funds are safe from any type of cutting.
I took a look through the plan, but Claver boiled it down for me.
2 top priorities that we're going for right now is to redo sidewalks in the downtown area The second one is to focus on the plaza, so the outdoor learning space between the library and the park.
I asked him to give me a good reason why the public should provide input on this plan.
If we have a very large consensus from public to say we want to use the funds this way, then we can make that switch.
The comment period for the plan is open until August 22nd. We'll let you know how to get your voice heard on this story on our website, idahonews6.com. I'm your Twin Falls neighborhood reporter, Lorian Nettleton, Idaho News 6.
Let's take a look now at what's happening today in your neighborhoods. Later today, over 1,000 people are expected to join hands and circle the state capitol for disability rights. The event will feature multicultural entertainment, tech demos, and inclusive community fun. That's from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. today at the park across from the Capitol in downtown Boise. Idaho State Police are announcing that they'll be increasing patrols today along a 60-mile stretch of I-84. That's from the I-86 split at the Utah border. Troopers will be enforcing speed limits as part of a multi-state effort. According to the Office of Highway Safety, 126 people have died on Idaho roads so far in 2025. And the Canyon County Fair is well underway in Caldwell. Rides, cattle, and delicious food. That's what's going on through Sunday. And tonight at the main stage, we have Craig Morgan, who is set to perform at 7:30 and doors open at 6. Tickets are on sale now.
The Antique and Classic Boat Society is gearing up for a show in McCall.
The Idaho News 6 Allergy Report is brought to you by Boise Valley Asthma and Allergy Clinic.
Your allergy count shows that we are looking good as we head into the weekend. Grass, quinopod, and pine are all in the low. I'll continue to keep you up to date as we go through our allergy season together.
Idaho Back Roads, brought to you by Treasure Valley Subaru.
The Antique and Classic Boat Society is hosting a show in McCall on the first weekend of August. I'm your Idaho Backroads neighborhood reporter, Steve Denton. I'll introduce you to two locals here in the Treasure Valley, and I'll show you their boats and why they're so passionate about this show. Bill Cole has a 1947 Chris Craft rocket named Rocket Song. It's one of only 1,000 ever made, featuring a hull made out of cedar and a deck with two different types of African mahogany.
When I first brought it home, my wife said, "What did you do?" And then I took her for a ride in it, and now I can't keep her out of it. So it's just a lot of fun just to run around. And they all sound really, really good.
Jeffrey Hendricks has a 1940 Crisscross 16-foot special race boat. Only 167 of these were ever made. Jeffrey refurbished it with 90% new wood and finished it in January to earn its name.
A long time. That's one of the reasons for the name. The name is about time.
On Friday, August 1st and 2nd, the Payette Lakes chapter of the Antique and Classic Boat Society will host their annual Classic Wooden Boat Show in McCall.
Saturday's the big day. That's when everybody's in the water and everything's happening. We do a little boat parade.
I'll have more information on the club and the event on our website. I'm your Idaho Backroads neighborhood reporter, Steve Dent, for Idaho News 6.
In this week's Made in Idaho, we go inside Salt and Light Lounge, a new coffee shop opening in Eagle.
90s as we get ready for our afternoon and evening ahead. I'll have all the details on your weekend plans and what you should do coming up.
In this week's Made in Idaho, we check out Eagle's newest coffee shop, Salt and Light Lounge. I'm your Eagle neighborhood reporter, Greenlee Clark, here to show you an inside look ahead of their grand opening. Meet Kylie Penberthy, a BSU marketing alumni who is bringing Salt and Light Lounge to life.
At the core, I'm creating a place where people can gather and enjoy themselves. So I'm excited to have that spot.
In the store, community members can gather and relax while enjoying a cup of coffee. The patio will be pet friendly as well, making it a great spot for customers and their furry friends.
I want Salt and Light to be a spot where it's like, oh, if somebody's having a bad day, they know that they can go to Salt and Light and experience that love and joy.
The menu will feature organic, locally roasted coffee from Kettleball Coffee Roasters and pastries from Rose Hill Bakery, which will be free of seed oils and preservatives. Customers can also expect organic milk and house-made syrups. As Kylie told me, starting a brand new business on your own is not easy.
I mean, my mom has been my wingman since we got the keys to this place.
Janine Sather explained what it's been like to witness the process of her daughter's hard work.
This entrepreneur spirit in her is really fun to watch and see it grow. And she's got such an eye for decor and decorating in little nooks and groups and things around the shop.
As the grand opening approaches, the shop is still being prepped, with finishing touches in the works to make sure everything is ready to welcome the Eagle community.
We're here and we're ready to serve you and love you and serve you great coffee too.
So mark your calendar and come check them out. Salt and Light Lounge will be open on August 16th. I'm your neighborhood reporter, Greenlee Clark, for Idaho News 6.
Sophia Cruz with the Idaho News 6 forecast.
Happy Friday to you as you get ready for your commute today. It's Friday morning, and this one goes out to all the people doing the Ironman because that is a very tough thing to accomplish. So maybe just add Enter Sandman by Metallica to your playlist. Something just to keep you going in that groove because that's a pretty tough race. Now, for the morning, while you head into work, mid-60s, so it's nice and cool, but by the time you're coming home, we'll be heading into those mid-90s. Throughout the evening, if you have any late afternoon plans or happy hour runs a little bit later, you've got lower 90s into 7 o'clock. By 8 p.m., still the same story. So it's going to be pretty warm throughout the majority of our evening. Heads up on that end. By the time we head into tomorrow, it's a pretty copy and paste forecast. Not very many changes. You still get those mid-90s along your valley floors with lower 80s to lower 90s heading into those mountains. Now, if you are running the Ironman, here's what it's going to look like. You've got through 7 a.m., mid-60s by 9 a.m., lower 70s, then you touch into those lower 80s by 11 o'clock. So again, if you're doing this, just make sure you're hydrating, wearing sunscreen, and then also just really getting in those electrolytes and any snacks you can too. Now, for this afternoon, we will still have that chance of thunderstorms, so heads up on that end. You'll notice from Salmon down to Rome, all this area in light green, that's where we could possibly see them. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean we'll see widespread impacts, but it does mean the ingredients are there for that thunderstorms to form. For tomorrow, we see that same chance, but it extends a little bit further to the Magic Valley, up towards our west central mountains, and over into Baker City, and again, all across eastern Oregon. A slight chance for severe weather holds as you make your way from Salmon and then start to make your way into our neighboring states. But either way, we're going to walk through this so you know what to expect. We have this upper level low moving in from California, and so that southerly flow is going to really bring up that moisture from the Gulf. What happens is this brings on the isolated storms into Rome and then also as you start to head into Salmon. But again, this isn't widespread impact, so it's pretty quiet through the majority of our day. Same story into tomorrow. By 6 o'clock, you see those isolated storms popping up and bubbling up through our Oahe Mountains. At this time, it's pretty quiet along our Treasure and Magic Valley. We may see a few passing showers overnight. By 9 o'clock, it starts to get a little bit more widespread between our east and west central mountains. For us, we could see a few showers in Baker City, maybe one passing through overnight, but nothing super heavy or anything that's really going to impact the weekend. Now, we've got lower 90s as we get ready for our Saturday and Sunday, but notice by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and even as we head into Thursday and Friday, it's going to be a hot week ahead. We're going to be trickling with those upper 90s and possibly lower triple digits. So I have all the details on that as we make it our way into next week. For this week, enjoy your weekend, but first, let's go get you ready for your favorite morning commute.
Idaho News 6 traffic is brought to you by Champion Windows.
All right, 6:51 is now your time, and we're giving you a live look of downtown where the sun is shining and it's coming up. It's Friday. It's going to be a good day. As you start to make your way into work, it does look really nice and clear along all of our neighborhoods right now. So if you're traveling, should be a good start to your morning right now. Let's give you a live look out there. You've got, or here's our still shot. You've got I-84 from McKenna Meridian, eastbound lane starting to pick up a bit, but doesn't look too hefty just yet. So if you're traveling in that direction, still looks to be a smooth commute so far. If you're going on I-84 the Y, you'll notice you've got a few cars hanging out there, but overall, it's been pretty quiet. So hopefully it stays this way. If you're going from Caldwell into downtown right now, you've got under 28 minutes.
In this morning's GMA First Look, it's a battle at the box office.
We will face this together as a family.
The Fantastic Four: First Steps is expected to rake in more than $200 million worldwide.
The clobbering time! Oh, yeah!
But will this latest comic book film act as kryptonite for Superman?
Eyes up here.
Cinema's going all out to fill those seats, like offering limited edition collectibles. This massive Fantastic Four Galactus LED popcorn bucket is already sold out, and flexing the big screen, IMAX announcing this was its highest grossing quarter ever in North America.
So one way theaters are getting people to come out and make it the blockbuster summer is really selling them on the idea that come see this movie in IMAX, come see this on a premium screen. You have a great TV at home, but this is even better than you can have.
Coming up at 7 a.m., more of what theaters are doing to attract moviegoers. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Welcome back to Good Morning Idaho. We're just wrapping up here, and in case you missed it, these are the top stories that we're following from your neighborhoods. Newly unsealed police reports reveal disturbing witness accounts and graphic crime scene details in the case against Brian Koberger. Our Riley Shoemaker poured over hundreds of pages of court documents to summarize their findings. And the Ironman Triathlon returns to Boise this Saturday after 10 years. One local athlete is showing remarkable determination after overcoming a life-altering stroke. And a trio of Treasure Valley dancers is preparing to represent not just the state of Idaho, but the entire United States at what many call the Olympics of hip hop. You can learn more about all of these stories on our website, idahonews6.com.
Now, the Out the Door forecast, brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors.
All right, 6:56 is your time, and as you get ready for the start of your day, you'll really just need the sunglasses. You've got lower 70s as you head into work. By the time we start thinking about lunch, it'll be in the mid-80s, nice and comfortable, still some patio weather, but it'll start toasting up a bit while you head into 1 o'clock. Between 3 and 5 o'clock today, you've got lower 90s. And remember, we are still looking at that chance for isolated storms for this afternoon and into tomorrow. So if you want to read more about that, head on over to idahonews6.com. Otherwise, this is just plenty of sunshine to enjoy our Friday. Now, to enjoy our Friday, let's go get you to work first.
Idaho News 6 traffic is brought to you by Champion Windows.
6:56 is your time, and we're giving you a live look of downtown where the sun is coming up. It's Friday morning. It's the best commute of the week, and right now the roads are showing that. It's nice and quiet out there. We haven't seen too much change so far this morning. If you're making your way into downtown, just a little bit of stop and go as you approach really Chinden Boulevard. Heads up if you're going in that direction. As far as drive times go, right now I-84 looks really good across the eastbound lanes. You've got Caldwell to Garrity under 13 minutes, Garrity into Eagle, and Eagle into downtown, both coming in at under 7, so it's a nice quiet start to our day. If you're heading in that westbound lane, Boise into Caldwell right now sits at just under 26. So it's a nice smooth start to our Friday. And Allie, let's give the people what they want. We have to talk about Travis and Taylor Swift.
Such cute pictures. Oh my goodness.
Yesterday I was scrolling on Instagram and as soon as I saw these, I sent them to our morning producer Danny and I said this has to be put in the show. We are both Swifties and
such cute photos. I scrolled through all of them. They say it's breaking the internet.
And apparently
all these pictures of Travis and Taylor. My theory is Travis has enough Super Bowl rings. It's time to give Taylor a ring.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Apparently a bunch of the Swifties were speculating that this is a planned post and that when you screenshot that photo and zoom in on his actual camera screen, her hands are like this, like almost as if you were engaged.
Sleuthing.
So,
I know that the ring is coming soon.
I think the Taylor Swift wedding would be similar to a royal wedding for me.
It would be iconic.
It would be
I'm looking
great.
forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
Sophia, thanks so much. Well, thanks for joining us on Good Morning Idaho. We'll see you back here at 11 a.m. Have a great Friday.